The Daishinkan says, "Very well." The tournament of strength resumes. Piccolo replies, "As always, Goku arriving late. I'm glad my father and Vegeta could get out of that room." "That's right. Plus there's something different about them," Piccolo says as he smiles and continues. "Something tells me that this is going to get interesting. These damn gods made the worst mistake of underestimating these two." Disco says, "They're lucky they appeared at the last moment. It's a shame luck is already going to end." Vegeta would laugh sarcastically on hearing this and say, "Is it a pity? You should worry more about yourself than us, you damn insects. Worry. Our universe will be the one who wins this time," says Disco as he launches an attack on Vegeta. Vegeta disappears. Disco says, "Where are you hiding, Universe 7 warrior?" Vegeta says, "I'm right behind you, fool." Vegeta kicks Disco outside the arena. Toppo would be surprised and say, "What's wrong? How did you defeat Dispo so easily? How dare you? Now I will bring you out of the sand in the name of justice." Vegeta says, "Sorry to say this, but now none of those in the arena are rivals to me or Kakarot." Toppo would be angered by Vegeta's words and say, "Stop behaving like a conceit. Now I will teach you the power of justice." Toppo uses his maximum power, using the Hakai against Vegeta. Vegeta would scream in pain for the great Hakai of Toppo. Toppo would say, "You're just a talker. My Hakai has caught you, and now you will be expelled from this arena." Vegeta starts laughing. "It was a joke. Your Hakai only tickles me all over my body." Vegeta disintegrates the power of the Hakai. Thaco says, "What? How is this possible?" Fatiga replies, "I told you, you're no match for us too. Now we are on a completely different level." Toppo again attacks Vegeta. Vegeta disappears. This uses Blue Evolution. He creates great power in his hand by throwing it at Toppo. Vegeta, with his great power attacks, destroys half of the platform, eliminating more than half of the participants. All the gods would be shocked. Even Beerus would begin to tremble at the sight of such power from Vegeta. All the warriors of Universe 2, 11, 10, 9, and 8 were eliminated by the fearsome power of Vegeta. Toppo had also been eliminated from the tournament. Goku would say, "Vegeta, don't you think you went a little overboard?" Vegeta said, "Do you think so?" Senno-sama would be very surprised and say, "Wow, just look out! Over 50 warriors from the other universes with a single attacker gone! That warrior is very powerful." Daishinkan would realize the great power of the Saiyans. Vegeta will say, "Kakarot, I've already warmed up enough. Let's start with a real battle. We've been preparing for a long time." Jiren would go down to where the Saiyans are. Goku would say, "Don't be impatient, Vegeta. It's my turn to warm up a bit." Jiren says, "I see that your friend has increased his power considerably. I imagine you weren't far behind." Goku just smiles. Daishinkan would tell Senno-sama that he would have to eliminate all the losing universes, to what Goku says, "Little Zen, please don't delete any more universes. Could you do me that favor?" Beerus says, "Damn it. Don't tell the Great King what to do at all." Beerus would say very angrily. Vegeta would stare at Beerus and say, "Beerus, and all the gods made a grave mistake." Champa would say, "A serious mistake? What do you mean? Answer." Goku would stare at Beerus and say, "First, have betrayed us." Vegeta would say, "Second, killed Bulma and the other insect." Goku would say, "Third, to have locked ourselves in the room of time. The third mistake will cost each of your lives, having left us locked in a room where time passes much faster than on Earth. Gave us the power to make them dust." Goku says, "And that's not all. We also have the power to stand up to the angels, who of course also turned their backs on us." Goku would say, staring at Whis, and Jiren would reply, "I see that this has nothing to do in a tournament of power. Seems to be just personal problems." Jiren retreats from where Goku and Vegeta are. Goku would scream and say, "Little Zen, I just came up with a great idea. It's a lot of fun. Zeno-sama says, seriously, what is it? Goku would say, how about the destroying gods confronting us? That would be much more fun, since the gods are very powerful beings. Zeno-sama would say, it's a fantastic idea, but it's okay for you to face all the gods alone. That's a big disadvantage. Goku say, on the contrary, I'm more excited for this to begin. Zeno-sama would say, very well then, gods, you will face Goku and Vegeta from Universe 7. All the gods would be very angry. Quaitella would say, I can't take this anymore. Damn, we must only put an end to you. The god fights all the launches to attack Vegeta. Vegeta with a strong kick. This part into the god Quaitella opened a great silence in all the arena. Even Zeno-sama had been shocked. Champa would say, I defeated Quaitella in one fell swoop. How is that possible? Vegeta would say, Beerus comes down immediately. Or would you prefer me to knock you down with one blow? Beerus would begin to tremble at Vegeta's great power. Whis would say, Mr. Beerus, seeing the situation, I recommend you to use this. Whis would say as he shows Beerus earrings. Beerus would say, this is... And he would smile evilly. Beerus would communicate telepathically with all the gods and say, listen to me, gods. Seeing the current situation, we can't defeat those two fighting one-on-one. We are with our backs against the wall. If we do not defeat it, the Supreme Priest will annihilate us. Remember that our goal is to exterminate Zeno-sama. That is why we will merge into one being, making our power increase considerably. All of you, join me. I will bear the burden of everything as the most powerful destroyer god. Vermont would say, are you sure of this? If the gods unite, they will never be able to separate. Champa would say, we have to do it. We have to show these mortals that true terror that the destruction god can bring about. Beerus would say, very well, I will face you, and Vegeta just smiles. Beerus goes down to the combat arena with all the gods. Barry says, very well. Show me how much progress you have progressed. I see that you have a kind of contempt against me, Vegeta. Vegeta says, damn, you murdered Bulma, but you will pay for that with your life. Beerus says, that's right. Disrespect before a god can only be punished by death. Vegeta would get angry. She hits Beerus, causing him to hit the floor with his body. Vegeta says, damn, I won't forgive you. Goku notices something weird. He says, be careful, Vegeta. Seems there's a plan or something weird. Vegeta would also notice the mocking smile of the other gods. Champa would say, seems to be that they have become very strong. Even my brother is no match for you. But it is a pity that luck fence ends so quickly. Champa and all the gods take out an earring. Goku and Vegeta would be watching. Piccolo would say, don't tell me they're going to merge. The stream. Piccolo says, Goku, Vegeta, be careful. Those gods are planning to merge. Goku smiling would say, I know, Piccolo, don't worry.
Beerus would say they just had to stay in that room, but they had to cause an uproar. Now all that remains is for them to die. All the gods put the earrings on the left ear, while Beerus is the only one who puts it on the right ear. They merge.
Zeno-sama says, Confusio the Destroyers! God, this is fantastic! Goku says, are you sure you don't want me to help you? Vegeta says, I can't against them. I don't need your help. You take care of the masters of those gods. Beerus attacks Vegeta. Beerus hits Vegeta, causing it to crash into rubble. This would return him to his base form, and Beerus would say, now you're no match for me. Your luck has just ended. Vegeta would say, that my luck has just ended? Don't make me laugh. Don't think this is all my power. I will show you the great wall that you will not be able to overcome, no matter how much effort it is. Vegeta teaches us the transformation of Ultra Instinct. Beerus would be very surprised. Jiren would be shocked to see Vegeta's new power. Goku would say, "You don't think it's very soon, Vegeta?" Vegeta would say, "The faster we finish, the better." Beerus would say, "What is this great pressure? How did you achieve that transformation?" Vegeta would reply, "I've already told you. Your biggest mistake was underestimating the Saiyans." Kiev would say, "My master is now very powerful." Kiev would say very excitedly. Vegeta would reply, "This transformation can cope with the Ultra Instinct of Kakarot." Whis would stare at Vegeta and say, "Father." The Daishinkan would say, "That's right. That's not the Ultra Instinct. It's something more complex. Something that took them to another level." Mr. Vegeta's blue transformation could wipe out a destroyer god. I can't imagine how much power he has with this new transformation. Zeno-sama would say, "Vegeta is awesome. I even feel that power is greater than yours, Daishinkan." Daishinkan would be very enraged. This one in his mind would say, "This damn monkey. How did he get such power? Damn, I think I'll have to act fast." Vegeta replies, "I'll get rid of this quick." Suddenly Whis and the other gods appear in front of Vegeta. Whis, like Beerus, uses the earrings to merge with the other angels. All these form a single being with a power 10 times greater than that of Beerus. Now the real battle has just begun. I can observe that his powers have increased to an overwhelming way. Before, with the transformation of the blue, they could face a destruction god. However, now with that same transformation, they easily surpass them all. That means the real fight is about to begin. The fusion of the destruction gods and the fusion of all the angels against you. Goku gets in front and says, "You've said, it is the real fight that's about to begin." Goku uses the perfect Ultra Instinct and says, "Vegeta, I'll take care of the fusion of Whis. You take care of Beerus." A big fight will be very close to starting, but suddenly, something happens that neither Goku nor Vegeta would expect. Jiren will be very surprised, as well as Toppo and the other warriors of the Tournament of Power. But the one who was most terrified was Zeno-sama himself. For Daishinkan had murdered his guardians in front of Zeno-sama's face. Zeno-sama with a terrifying face would ask the Daishinkan, "What are you up to? Why did you do this?" The Daishinkan would say, "Why? All this was planned from the beginning. The gods and angels are already tired of following orders from you, and that includes me. Obeying a stupid child like you is overwhelming. So now I will be the new king of the whole. I deserve that position more than you." Zeno-sama would be terrified. Daishinkan would continue, "I love your scary face. No matter how powerful you are, you can't stop being a child. My only chance was if it made you feel scared, a feeling you've never felt before. And that would take your powers of destruction and fade them away for a few moments, so I could do this." Daishin then cuts off Zeno-sama's heads by killing them both instantly. Goku screams, "Little Zens!" The Daishinkan begins to be a very strange. This one would start screaming. Goku would be shocked. Beerus and Whis would just smile. Beerus would say, "At last, we're free." Vegeta would reply, "What's going on?" Beerus would say, "They say that whoever assassinates Zeno-sama, it's all his power. That is why Zeno-sama was always protected by his bodyguards. But now the new king of the whole is going through a transformation." Whis would reply, "That's right. My father has become the new king of the whole. He will be invincible." Vegeta and Goku feel a great power, much greater than theirs. The Daishinkan would say, "At last, all this power is mine." Vegeta would say, "This is getting interesting. That dam absorbed the two Zeno-samas, now their power surpasses. This is ours completely. Destroyer, gods, angels, unite with me and let us form an invincible being with infinite powers." Goku would say, "Vegeta, can't allow that. If those three merge, it could be an end. Let's end the gods and angels." Vegeta would reply, "That's true. Let's hurry, Kakarot." Goku would launch himself to attack Whis like Vegeta against Beerus. A great clash of powers would take place. All universes would tremble from the great shocks of blows. All the warriors in the Tournament of Power did not believe everything that was happening. Jiren would say, "Goku's Ultra Instinct is 10 times more powerful than when he fought with me. How is that possible? How could he get so much power in such short time?" To achieve such power, it would take years of training. Vegeta hits Beerus hard, leaving him. Goku and Whis would continue in combat. Vegeta would say, "Beerus, have you ever heard the expression, tooth for tooth, an eye for an eye? Damn, you will pay with your life for murdering Bulma." Beerus replied, "Vegeta, how have you become so strong?" "By training. I'm sure when they locked us up in that room, they somehow modified it so that Kakarot and I couldn't get out. Then we understood that in order to leave that place, we had to overcome its powers and destroy the gods and nothing more than pathetic, lazy people," said Vegeta as he carries a powerful attack in his hand. "Dab, now you die." He throws his power against Beerus with the intention of assassinating him. But suddenly the Daishinkan appears, deflecting the attack. He kicks Vegeta through some damage to health. Beerus says, "Supreme Priest?" Daishinkan replies, "Never call me that again. Remember that I'm the new king of the whole universe." Beerus would get nervous. Goku would say, "Vegeta." Goku hits Whis hard by teleporting to where Vegeta is. Goku says, "Is Vegeta okay?" Vegeta would reply, "That's right. I'm just taken by surprise. Although I must admit that was a big blow." Goku would say, "What's going on here? Why did you suddenly murder the Zeno-samas? Answer." Did Daishinkan look seriously at Goku, say, "Very soon a great war will begin that will explode the 4 multiverses." Vegeta says, "Multiverses? What do you mean?" Daishinkan would say, "You Saiyans will be a big problem, which is why you must be eliminated." Goku replies, "A big deal? What do you mean? We have not done anything wrong." Daishinkan would say, "Not just yet, but very soon they will. That is why they must die here and now." Vegeta would say, "Why did you murder and steal the power of the 2 insects?" Whis replies, "You mortals are not interested in that." To which Daishinkan would begin to laugh. The Daishinkan would say, "As I said, the great power is best in my hands." Zeno-sama was a child with the ability to disappear universes and any living thing he wanted, but it cannot eliminate more powerful beings like the beings of the other multiverses. Now that I have absolute power, I am able to do this. Daishinkan raises his hand. This disappears all the warriors who are just still in the combat area. Goku would say, "What just happened?" Daishinkan would reply, "It's not obvious. I just sent them all to hell. I can even do this." And Daishinkan, with the power of the Zeno-samas, eliminates universes 1, 2, 3, and 4. "I just deleted 4 universes," said the Daishinkan. "My power goes beyond any limits." Daishinkan in his mind would say, "I still don't understand why the dragon told me that these 2 Saiyans would become direct enemies of all the deities. Thanks to the dragon of the spear, I could know that killing Zeno-sama could make me of his power, and it was true. I imagine that it must be true what he also said before these Saiyans." A few days before, Daishinkan gathered the dragon's super spears scattered throughout the universe. He planned to take the position from Zeno-sama, but for this, he had to go with a great dragon. "Dragon, tell me what is Zeno-sama's weakness," said Daishinkan. The dragon replied, "Zeno-sama is very powerful, but he is still a child, and if you make him feel a strong feeling such as terror, he would become vulnerable to any attack for a few seconds." Daishinkan would say, "I see. So there was a way, at last. I will be able to take over all the universes. The dragon would say, "Do you know what will happen after killing Zeno-sama?" Daishinkan said, "I don't know. I'm not interested either. I just want to be the new king of all." Dragon would say, "However, whoever kills Zeno-sama will get all his great power. If you were to kill Zeno-sama, the multiverse is to start a war. Eliminating Zeno-sama means the complete imbalance of the whole. If a king would be eliminated altogether, the kings of the other multiverses will not be left without doing anything." The Daishinkan would say, "That doesn't matter. What, I'll surpass them all?" Dragon would reply, "You are a damn traitor. Do you think I will let you escape from here knowing what you want to do? I would never have given you that information. I never thought that such a noble being, who has served the king at all for a long time, would think of revealing himself." Daishinkan would say, "Won't you let me go? What do you mean by that? Do you insinuate that you could defeat me?" The dragon would say, "I don't have enough power to stand up to you." But the dragon makes his eyes shine brightly, and Daishinkan says, "What have you done?" "Let me tell you that there are two warriors, two Saiyans who will shake all the multiverses just to stop you. You even know one very well," said the dragon. Daishinkan replied and saw it in his mouth. Daishinkan slays the dragon with his great power. With his last word, the dragon would say, "We will see each other very soon again." Gohan would be training with Piccolo to prepare for the tournament at Hawa, but suddenly Piccolo falls to the ground. It begins to feel weird. Gohan would say, "Is there anything wrong with Mr. Piccolo?" Piccolo would say, "Carelessness. Nothing, just I feel something strange." But nothing happened anymore. Let's continue training. Now current. Goku would say, "Wait, damn, don't destroy anymore." Daishinkan would say, "Don't order me what to do, you nasty Saiyan." Gohan from Universe 7, "Isn't it?" Goku would reply, "What do you intend to do?" The Daishinkan would say goodbye to him. But just before the Daishinkan tries to eliminate Gohan, he receives a blow from Goku and Vegeta. Goku screams, "Damn, we won't let you keep destroying whatever you want." Daishinkan would reply, "I didn't want to end this quickly, but I'll still have to kill them." The Daishinkan tries to kill Goku and Vegeta with the power of Zen or Sum, but nothing happens to them. Daishinkan replies, "What's going on? Why don't they disappear?" Vegeta would say, "I understand that you are a very powerful being. At that time, when Whis said you were his father, I couldn't imagine attaining your powers. But what do you think? I once told them I will repeat them to you again. Don't underestimate this Saiyans." Goku would say, "I never imagined that a person like you would be behind all this. We are forced to use this to end all of you." Piccolo would say, "What do you mean?" "Goku, don't tell me that it's not all your power." Gohan would reply, "So Mr. Vegeta and my father have not yet shown their true potential." Goku would say, "Vegeta, we train a lot to be able to use this transformation. However, I know, Kakarot, we must not lose control," said Vegeta. Goku smiles and says, "Daishinkan, we will finish with you." Goku and Vegeta use a strange transformation. This power is unimaginable. However, Goku and Vegeta behaved in a very strange way, as if they were not there. They had the behavior of beasts. They quickly attack Daishinkan. Goku hits Daishinkan hard by sending him to plot, while Vegeta waits waiting for him to trade power. This one throws it, causing a big explosion. Beerus would be very nervous, and Whis would be shocked, and say, "I never imagined that Goku and Vegeta would get to that point." Piccolo couldn't believe what his eyes are see. Gohan would ask, "This is real? It's really Mr. Vegeta and my father?" Jeering like the other warriors wouldn't know what else to expect. They would terrified to see everything that was happening in front of them. The Daishinkan would be very hurt. He received several blows from Vegeta. Daishinkan returns to his real form. Whis would say, "Father, Beerus would be trembling with fear. He had repented for the betrayal they had committed to the Saiyans. Daishinkan would get up very badly injured. The Daishinkan would say, "Who are watching me? Join me!" Beerus take Yearling as does Whis to merge with the Daishinkan, but these are attacked by Goku and Vegeta. Beerus would say, "Are you Vegeta? Let's talk about this. I didn't want to kill Bulma. They were just orders." Vegeta wouldn't say a single word. This, with a powerful attack, turns Beerus into dust. Whis would plead for his life and say, "Son Goku, I only followed orders from the Destroyer Gods." Goku grabs Whis by booting him into the air, and with a powerful Kamehameha, he turns him into dust. So Daishinkan would stand up and say, "Damn, who are you? They're like greased. They can't be the same Son Goku and Vegeta from Universe 7. Goku and Vegeta, without thinking anything else, to kill Daishinkan. Or someone else appears in front of them, stopping their blows. With great heat, a very muscular stranger being appears in front of Goku and Vegeta, protecting Daishinkan. This one would just laugh. "You are pitiful, Daishinkan. Do you already have what we need?" The Daishinkan would say, "That's right, but what are you doing here? I was watching you. You should thank me." Angry Daishinkan would order the strange subject and say, "Kill those Saiyans, they're a nuisance." The stranger being would look angrily at Daishinkan and say, "Did I just hear correctly? Did you just give me an order?" This one grabs Daishinkan by the neck and says, "I don't want it to happen again. You hear me? A scumbag who is easily defeated by those monkeys can't tell me what I have to do." The Daishinkan fades, for this stranger had suffocated him. Cursed, just fainting. How useless. "However, I need it. I see that you're strong." "Excuse me, well, I am Borea, the king of the whole of another multiverse. Very soon, we will see each other again." He disappears, taking the Daishing. Goku and Vegeta return to their base state. They will be very tired. The two would fall to the ground.